welcome to another tutorial with the Paintology Drawing app. The app where you can make really impressive drawings just right on your phone, like this one, for example. And so this is a drawing of landscape that I've been doing, and it's worked out quite well actually. And in the 2 hours that we make this drawing in part 1 and 2, you're on part 1 of the daily stream, and then with a few minutes break we hop on to part 2, which is on my produce channel. This is on the Paintology channel, and then we complete the drawing. So this is for newcomers who are new to this daily stream. So this is a drawing you can make in 2 hours, so it's not, and it doesn't require really any drawing experience. The previous one I did, this one I did was just using the shade brush here, you can see, and nothing else. I didn't even adjust this even, just to show the power of the digital medium. People think it's all about tools. They judge an app based on the tools. And to me, it's like judging an athlete on the anyone, any skilled person, craftsman, based on the tools they use. Like for an example, the athlete, you base their performance on their shoes. You know, it's very much like that. It is really unfortunate digital medium is treated like that, but there is a good reason for that, and you can read about it on my Paintology blog. So the things I'm showing you are techniques. They're way more valuable than just using digital tools, which majority of the artists tend to show. Pick a tool, use it, and then use it in this manner, and then it becomes technical rather than a pleasure of drawing. I'm very competent on digital tools because I'm an advanced user of Photoshop for the last 30 years, but I've never considered it as a drawing means. You know, the pleasure of drawing comes for me when I pick up a pencil and paper, and then I start drawing, and then I thought we need an app that does that, shows those capabilities, and then that's why I developed the Paintology app. Okay, so a few things before I dive into it. First of all, you need to go to paintology.com there, and then you'll see a link, daily step-by-step video tutorials. Click on that, and then here you'll see that today is the 16th, and we have the entry here, and these are all this is the entry of this current tutorial, and you can see the image link and reference link here, and this is the what we're going to paint on our phone. So I just downloaded that, and then you can see here part 1, Paintology 8 GMT. We start, and then I have about 10 minutes break, and then I hop on to produce the produce 9 GMT. Okay, so this is the way I typically draw the daily tutorial. Probably I'll be traveling in this weekend, so I probably won't be showing you any tutorials for a couple of more days, but you've got enough to work with. I mean, look at all that. This is like 200 tutorials I've done for you to look, and they're all live. They haven't been pushed to the membership area just yet, but it's an opportunity time for you to take advantage of the free stuff I'm offering. Paintology app is free, of course. So the next one I want to show you is paintology.quora.com. This is where I have made so many drawings, and you can see here, there, can you see it? All these drawings, but I put daily entry every day to keep you updated. These are all So recently I've been working with tones, and that's the reason for choosing this landscape. It's not just to show off my skills. You can go to many YouTubers and to see skills, art skill, but you're here to learn. This is the whole objective of the app, is for you to teach these techniques, not to show off my skills. These are the techniques that you can learn and you can apply it to any drawing, and not just the digital medium, because these are touching on important art fundamentals, yeah? Core skills in art. We're talking about tones and values, shading, textures, form, shape, perspective, volume, you name it. These are like the fundamentals of art that are not they are not dependent on tools. Just keep that in mind. Not dependent on tools. So if you come to the app looking for tools to take you forward, you become automatically a servant to the tools, and therefore your artwork will always appear digital. If you look at my drawing, can you safely say this one I did is done digitally? You can't, and even on the phone, you just cannot. And that's because I apply important art techniques. And these techniques are what you pay online to learn. And these techniques, and now right here, you're lucky you have an opportunity to learn this while ramping up Paintology to the masses. So hopefully you will be able to appreciate it more than others. I'll take, for example, this one. Look, I call that the Hockney sound. You can't tell whether that was done digitally or not. What about this one, for example? This is a rendering. This is a master painter. His name was Whistler, James Whistler, and this was an old painting, intelligent 18th century painting. And look, we managed to pull it off. This is the original reference, and see, we managed to pull it off. It's all about techniques. This one, very famous, Sergeant Whistler. You'd be this one of his famous paintings. I think it's called The Morning Walk, and you can see how he captures the sunlight, and even got a bit of Monet on the waterfront. This was the original. This was what I did on the phone. So plenty of examples. So what I want to show you is quora.paintology.com, paintology.quora.com, but I would like you to look at my profile and follow me on this, because this has over 1,400 answers related to. They should update that, because I'm pretty sure I've done a lot more since then. 1,400 answers related to questions on art. So you'll learn a hell of a lot. And then the other bit I want to show you is Classroom, Google Classroom. I'll add it. You'll find a link in the description where, if you go to the earlier live streams, okay? This is a free structured Google Classroom, free of charge. That's for now. And you can learn these master techniques on your phone. So you need to install the Paintology app. And this is how I draw, typically. Not typically, but this is the phone that I use for drawing. You can see here. See Mona Lisa, and I put a little bit of a smile on her, which is the modern smile. I call it the modern smile, because the previous one looks like she's smiling, almost ready to smile, but not smiling. So this is what we have here. So let's see. There's some drawings I've done in a freehand, and the ones I'm going to show you by Art Techniques. This is all freehand. The ones I'm going to teach you are easier than that. I'm not asking you to draw freehand, and there will be a lot of people who will advise you to do freehand and just practice and practice. That's like saying, you know what, take this grand piano and learn. I'm going to come back after 5 years, and hopefully you'll be doing Beethoven, the Fifth Symphony, and doing Tchaikovsky's, the Nutcracker. It's just this. You see how ridiculous it sounds. These are the people giving you that advice. So please do not listen to them. Some of the great painters and artists in the world, and that's past as well, have always applied every skill that they can get their hands on. If they knew this digital learning tool was available, they'd be turning in their graves. Honestly, you have no idea. So please do not talk to people who are naive and at the baseline of drawing and painting. You, you should be talking to people who know this stuff, like myself. They're the ones who can actually advise you. So feel free, Also, there's no comments on from your part, so you are wasting some valuable time. If you want to comment, I usually reply to it. If you want to improve your art, so people are looking also. This is another one. It's pretty good, isn't it? This was done on a tablet. Most of the others was done on the phone. Here, this one I call it the fastest photorealistic drawing in the world because 2 hours, just over 2 hours, without any tools, freehand, just having a reference image and made this painting. It's one of the early ones. And so that's why people confuse my artwork. They confuse my artwork with something else. Because this is skills you can get up to the level that I'm showing you if you put your mind to it. So that's why nobody knows it's digital. Digital for you probably looks like digital because it's too perfect. The lines are perfect, everything's perfect. And I do this by hand, and believe me, I can challenge any digital artist to a particular reference image, and I can do a better one than them, and numerous times faster than them as well. So if you have anyone who can take up that challenge, please let me know, okay? All right, so let's see. There's plenty of drawings, even pencil drawings. You'd be surprised know how much you can do with pencil drawings. This was a pencil drawing. You probably know this. This was from a famous Frajana, the painting, the drawing tutorial. She used pencil and paper. I used a tablet. As you can see, here's a tablet. I made this drawing with the Paintology app. So you can download the Paintology app. Just go to Google Play Store and type in Paintology. And this is the app that you want to install, okay? And just click on that. See the icon, and then you'll come across all these, and that will tell you that you're on the right app, okay? So you can download the app for your Android. Currently only available for Android. Okay, so let's head back to our drawing. So this was the one I did yesterday, and there's plenty of it. I pulled this up from my paintings. You can see here, this is my paintings. It comes from the home screen here, and you click on my paintings, and then you can see here. There's another one I want to show you, which I was particularly fond of. This one. You'd think this was photographic, but it was actually done by hand by me, isn't it? I showed that to my 9-year-old daughter, and she was like amazed. I asked her what she liked about it, and she said the grass. So I spent a bit of time on the grass. Look, just a mishmash of brush strokes. Look at that. Isn't that great? That's the same thing when you go to a museum, art museum. What happens? You get close to the canvas. It's a mishmash of shapes like this of the bush, isn't it? Look, it doesn't look like anything like but it's a mishmash. And then when you look out, it all comes together, isn't it? That is the skill set that these artists have developed, and this is the same skill set that I'm going to teach you. So let's fire away. So first of all, we install the yeah. When you come to the first install the app, don't go to draw and then blank canvas and then look at all the tools and say, oh, it hasn't got layers. Oh, it hasn't got tool correction. Oh, I need to do it manually. Oh, I need to do this. Oh, I need to do that. Oh, it doesn't have that. I'm out of here. I'm sorry, you are now tool dependent. You see what I'm saying? You are not learning the skills, and the tutorials here, there's a reason why this button is on the top left, right at the top, is because it does teach you those skills that you're lacking in the first place because you're dependent on the tools. And I'll show you quickly. Got just a few minutes. Let me pull up a tutorial. Right, this is a difficult one. This Tom and Jerry. Let's pull it up. Look, 8 line brush. And then you can introduce the brush. You see that? This develops your skills big time. Let's go to another 7. No, let's go to what? He's just let's go to 3 and then 5. See how this works? Then you keep doing it until you finish the drawing, isn't it? And then you can save it. So discard it. You can save and come back to it again in my paintings. There's plenty of example, not just that pencil drawing style teaches you tremendous skills that you could not do otherwise. So it's up to you. If you want to be tool dependent and you have no interest in taking your skills to such high levels, or passionate, because when I take up a skill and I want to learn it, I don't doodle. I try and push the boundaries. And I'm not talking about one particular skill. I've got a range of skills which will make anyone frown. And that's good because it gives you a good feeling, isn't it, when people appreciate your skills. So let's go to draw and then trace, okay? And then open up the imagery. Yeah, this is the imagery and this is the method I'm going to show you. This trace method comes with what is called block coloring. So block coloring is block coloring is how do you call it? So I'm gonna stick to the line brush. Yeah, sorry, I was in deep thought here for a few seconds, thinking of how I'm gonna show you this. So block coloring is a means of this tool set. This is called the infinite color pot, the same as traditional. Think of my painting drawing to be exactly like the way people draw traditionally. If they're going to actually execute this drawing to their canvas here, nothing there at the moment. If you go midway, you see that I can make a drawing here, add colors, and this is what I've drawn so far. So that's how I move. So it's not an image editing tool. Some like you to believe. It is a true drawing canvas, drawing a tool, okay? So that's what it's teaching us. So if you go anywhere just above the midpoint, this half belongs to the reference image, so which means the color picker, if I pick a color picker, it will pick exactly the colors. Right? Look, exactly, color picker, exactly the color tones. That's the infinite color part. This simple fact allows you to make those drawings that I showed you, and they add in your ability to paint. They add your ability to rapidly develop skills way beyond other techniques that I can think of. Because remember, I'm good in both traditional and digital. A lot of paintings hang on the walls of people's homes. I'm good at drawing in charcoal, pencil, you name it. So it's a skill that anyone can develop, and through block coloring, anyone can do. So I've got an idea. I'm not going to use shading. I'm going to take the brush to about 40%, the density, don't worry about it. And then I'm going to start, take it like 30%. Let's have a look. Actually, that's pretty good. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to take it to 36% and around 10% brush size, and then I'm just going to simply just pick the colors, and then where I think the colors are the same, and just actually I'm going to use a bigger brush, 20%, sorry, I'm experimenting. So pick the colors and then just scrape across it, right? So what you're doing is you're just blending these. You're just blending these colors, not blending, but you're picking the color tones that are appearing. Do you see how it's actually going down? It's like drawing. It's a little bit more to it than just a shade brush. You see, this is how much what I've drawn so far, okay? Got it? Pick the color picker. Okay, and this brush is probably a bit bigger, so we're going to go to 14%, something like that. And now let's come here, pick that brush. There you are. That's why you see how I reduced it. Let's take it to 12%, okay? There, you see it? Okay, that's all you do. Just go mark it like a drawing pencil. Think of it like a drawing pencil. Okay, there. This is the colors I'm picking up. This is a bit more rapid than there. See how the light color goes up? This is what we have. It's mine. So this again, I'm always looking for experimenting, and I'm hoping I'm bringing you another new technique to add to your capabilities. It's not about tools, it's about techniques that take your skills to a whole new level. There. So I'm going to just stick to the line brush, continue to develop using just the line brush. Okay, this is what we have. Yeah? So just keep going. You know, this is just tracing. Above midpoint will allow you to pick the colors, and then when you land with your finger or your stylus, it will select that color for you, and then you can go along as the color varies, and then you can pick the exact color tone. Like here, just below that will be the exact color tone of that. Do you see how it works? This is how artists tends to do when they do their painting. They look at the tones. When they're doing a landscape, they have an immediate knowledge of what tones they are, and they're highly skillful in picking out the colors of the tones. Right? Without that knowledge, they can't really be as good as they are, and that's what people miss the point. They always miss the point. It's why can they pull off drawing and I can't? It's because of this. They pull off drawings because they're so skilled in appreciation of tones. And if you want to take a shortcut, You're always pulling your hair. You'll be always pulling your hair. Okay, so we're just going to go, see that? Now I'm going like this for the trees. Okay, notice I'm not using digital tools for that. I'm not using autocorrection. No, nothing. That's why a majority of people who draw with the autocorrection tools that find anime easier, because that's what all these apps do, is they confine you to simple methods of art like anime, illustrations, graphics. If you want to do realism like I am, ignore those digital tools. They can't get near the skill level of art techniques. Yeah, I'm following the colors that are appearing here and then just brushing it on like that. Okay, that's it. Just do that. There's a new method that I'm trying to just pick that color. See that lovely yellow? Captured that. You probably know by now I'm very fond of landscapes. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I prefer it over portrait because you don't have to be perfect. It's just a rendition of colors that appear to be chaotic, and that's the reason my landscape is one of the most popular subjects for painters. So now we're picking the colors. Wonderful vista of colors. And that's why I picked it, because then you can really get good ability on your tones, right? And also getting comfortable with the tools. Yeah. So we're not using shade. We're using just a line brush, okay, with a lower 36% density. It's pretty low, but gives us a bit more blending. Let's have a look what we got. See, not bad, is it? We're going to give me a few minutes break, pause here. I just got to do something quickly, please. Hello there. Thanks for patience. I actually got confused with what day it was. Turns out it's Saturday. Anyway, let's because that's good. Sometimes when you don't know what day of the week it is, it means you're very involved in a lot of activities, which is a good thing. So we came up to here, right? You can see here, that's the original reference, and we got close to this. So now what we can do is I'm going to try and blend this. Okay, so I'm going to stick to my, so you noticed here, I'm going to stick to my line, and I'm going to carry on using the line. Take this down even more, 20%, take that up, right, just follow me for now, and then pick this color, I'm just going to blend it, okay, so just some blending, okay, there, see that, that's blending it, take it up even more, because it's a bigger range of color. Right there, can you see how it's blending? In fact, take it down even more. Pick that color, right, and just blend it. Blend the sky like this. Oops, sorry. See how it's blending? It's beautiful, isn't it? So I'm just showing you a form of blending here. It's so easy. Have you noticed I'm not using any tools, auto corrections or that? And some of you are thinking, how the hell is he doing that? That's because you're way too beyond. Hopefully you can be saved from tools. That's why you're here, isn't it? You may think, well, this is not for me, I still need tools. Well, don't complain if you can't take your skills any further, right? And blame it. And don't, for heaven's sakes, blame that you have to be born with a brush in your mouth. That is just totally, that is a very, I have to say it's a very, very easy form of excuse, because then you don't blame yourself, do you? So we've done the sky there, and let's go ahead and carry on doing this part. So I'm going to bring it down, you see here? I'm going to try and do this range of hills at the back. See, you probably learnt in landscapes that the distinction from foreground all the way to the back diminishes in tones. The tones become muted at the back, and that's what gives it realism. So I'm going to do something. I'm going to save this drawing. Sorry about that. Save, yeah. And then I'm going to open it because I have a prototype app that I'm working with. Okay. So you can always save your. So now remember, I'm going to this part of the woods, as they call it. And then I'm going to pick a small brush and still stick to, say 6%, right? And get these with your brush strokes, okay? Just try and pick the colors and see that? Those areas that I didn't quite get right at the beginning. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to work on this for a few more minutes until I hop on to the next channel, 9 GMT, as you know. This just goes straight across. Notice landscapes are really good for going from one end to another, and then a top-down approach. I may write an article about Right, notice I'm not going to tools. You're probably like sweating because I'm not going to any other tools. Thinking when I get a chance to use the tools, I love tools. Well, if you love tools, then you're obviously in the world of gaming and all that. In fact, we're thinking of bringing out something interesting for you guys. So look, just do that. Just see this here. Just do that. I'm going to do this. Show you the top half of this cliff, and then show you how easily we've captured the essence of that, because we're capturing the exact color. Remember, this is an infinite color pot. Look at that. Do you honestly think in traditional you can mix all these tones? You just cannot. And that is what makes drawing digital medium so much faster. Look, this is a trough. So it's a light color here and then a dark color there, okay? So you really begin to appreciate tones. Okay, then I pick this color, smooth it out. So I can just make out, and look at this, beautiful dark tones that you want to capture. And then here, and then a bit lighter tone there. Right, and then you're going by the tones. You're setting the drawing based on the tones, okay? And I can show you, look, this is what we're capturing. See? Close to that, but not exact. So this is a good brush size. Yeah, just go. Just like a pencil. And then we're probably going to finish there. And then I can show you the top half of that cliff. How quickly someone can finish it. Amazing, isn't it? Then here it's a bit light. So we're going to capture that as well. You can see at the perimeter it's darker. See, nothing. You don't have to splurge out on paint, pencils, colored pencil. Yeah, the digital, man, it works exactly like a real painting and drawing, if you know how to use it. Okay, let's have a look. Look at that wonderful perimeter at the back of the mountain, yeah? And that's what we're going to do. So we're going to work all our way down this painting, and in fact, I'm going to do the next bit, since you guys have been so patient. And look at that. Yeah, look at that. It's wonderful. There, right? So we're going to capture that. We haven't got anything on our canvas, as you can see. So we're going to go to the midpoint, reduce that brush 3% so you can really work out the details, and then just take it up a little bit because there's more darker colors. Right? We want to give the impression that we're capturing this part of the landscape. Yeah, see that? Our infinite color pot. Infinite color pot. Every time. And don't worry about getting to the next, because if you pick the color pattern here, it will be lighter. Make sense? So there's no mixing as such, like in traditional that. You can see I've left some areas here. Okay. There. Let's see. Anywhere where you see that the big shape. This is the great advantage of knowing your tools. It really gives you so much power. And this is excellent because it's showing you how the tools are behaving, how the colors are being picked. And then when you come to do it by freehand, you automatically have a wonderful knowledge, a much more knowledge, intimate knowledge. There's some people who try and explain digital art is somehow like a magician's paddle place. It's total nonsense. I don't know what they're talking about. Let's have a look. See how we captured that? It's coming along. And we can carry on doing that. So I'm going to show you the next bit. Look how quickly you can see get effects. Let's come here. Right. Look at that, 3%. See that? So that's what we're going to do. Right, capture those trees. Then you'll see how wonderfully detailed it can get. So this is still on tones, even though I'm not using the shade brush. I'm still showing you the importance of tones. Color picker. There's no way that traditional artists can match me. And I've surpassed the traditional skills. They are like primitive compared to digital. To be honest with you, I try and engage with some traditional artists who doesn't believe in digital art, and they say that you can do all these things and all that, and then I tell them that don't criticize until you've used digital painting and drawing like I have. And I'm also traditional, so I can speak your language. There's a lot of digital artists who are not going to be skilled in anything else except digital. And that's sad because they cannot tell you what it is like to transition from traditional to digital, but I can. See, I'm taking all these colors now. All the way. I go across there and you'll see for yourself. And if something doesn't work, well, what do we do? Again, try something different, isn't it? You don't expect to hit the gold mine right away, do you? This has been through trial and error and through experimentation that I've managed to reach this kind of level. Let's have a look. Look at all these bunch of trees. There, yeah, let's capture these. Yeah, still a big brush for what we intend to do, but it's fine. And there's the smaller trees which I'm not going to leave for now. We're almost close to the other side, I believe. darker. So lots of color picking going on at these level of details, right? Look at the amount of color mixing they have to do in order for them to get the same level of details that I have. Wonderful. Okay, see that? It's amazing, isn't it? We're going to carry on, keep improving it bit by bit, all the way down to us. So we're going to take a quick break. 10 GMT, please hop on to the other channel. You'll see the link in the description and also the page I showed you. And then we'll resume at part 2 at 9 GMT, not 10 GMT, sorry. Because that was a force of habit. I used to do painting, started at 9, and then second part at 10. This is a force of habit. So so please do subscribe on this channel and bookmark it. And then I'll see you at 9 GMT on the part 2, okay? To finish this wonderful painting, yeah? All right then, see ya.